Hello, my name is Ghankd, and this is my Xtreme One Chunk Ironman. This is West Ardougne, and where my journey begins. RuneScape's map is divided into sections called chunks. I've locked myself to this one, and if I want to escape, I'll have to complete every single task available within the chunk. Then, and only then, I'll be able to move on, reaching new chunks, unlocking more grinds, and exploring the map, one chunk at a time. This is Plague Chunk. So here we are. I've just arrived into West Ardougne after a long and arduous journey from Lumbridge, in which I may have nearly lost my hardcore status to some naughty doggies on White Wolf Mountain. After that brief heart attack though, it was smooth sailing and it was time to drop all of my items and begin to explore my chunk. I found a few interesting things. We have an altar for restoring a prayer, there were more rats than I could count to train on, but above all is the horde of undead over in the graveyard. Those will be the main attractions in terms of chunk tasks in West Ardougne. While we begin stomping some rats and begin leveling up, let's explain what a chunk is, alongside the rules of my account. The map is divided into subsections called chunks. These chunks are made up of 64 by 64 game tiles. Chunk accounts lock themselves within a specific chunk, mine being West Ardougne, and they must complete all tasks within their chunk before unlocking other areas. Xtreme One Chunks follow the rules of the Ots god Limpwurt, who created an even more challenging rule set for people to follow along. So here are the rules. For any given chunk, I must complete the highest level skilling challenge, complete all quests and diaries as much as possible, obtain all unique monster drops, obtain all unique items, and complete all minigames. I've also made the following exceptions. Farming is going to be passive. Shooting stars will require me to get a minimum of 10 levels every time I roll a chunk that contains them, but I won't have to go to 90 on the first chunk. Puro is a maybe. It sort of skyrockets your account, and although I'm not against that, I think it should be dependent on viewer opinion, so we may come back to this one, but I'm going to plan as if I am going to do Puro. I'll also be adding the caveat of, for skilling methods, I won't have to do them unless the rate at which it can be obtained is 1 in 16 or lower. Basically, if a monster drops bars at a rate of 1 in 16 or lower, I'll use that to level my smithing. Anything higher, however, it's just not considered viable. And finally, so I could get to West Ardougne, I had to start the Plague City quest, pick up some items to get there, but once I was in my chunk, I dropped them immediately. Once we've completed all the tasks, minigames, item requirements in an available chunk, we can then roll a random adjacent chunk using a tool online called the Chunk Picker to continue on our journey. Now let's discuss the chunk goals of West Ardougne. We need to be able to chop and burn a log, requiring just 1 in the respective woodcutting and firemaking skills, 10 fletching to fletch a longbow unstrung, and cast Wind Strike, requiring just 1 magic. Then there are our item requirements, almost all of which come from the zombies. We have 2 variants of these. There's the level 13 and the level 24 zombies. Our chunk tasks are to receive the bronze med helm, dropped by the level 13s to provide us with our best melee and ranged helm, and then the iron mace for our best melee weapon, iron dagger for our best mage weapon, and bronze kite shield serving as our best shield come from the level 24s. Those aren't the only drops we will require to complete this chunk, however. As we said, our skilling tasks are to cut and burn a log, while the level 13 zombies drop an iron axe for woodcutting. Then in the tertiary table for the level 24s, they have a tinderbox for us to be able to burn a log, and the requisite air and mind runes from both of the drop tables to round off our skilling challenges with an airstrike. So we've discussed the account rules, we've discussed our current goals and how to get them. Let's see where we've ended up after some training and get started on our grinds, ladies and gentlemen. 1 or 2 more kicks, and there we go. Level 10 strength and 8 combat, nice. I also got 12 hit points and 5 attack. And once I kill her here, we're gonna go look at the main attraction, the real meat, the real bones, you could say, of the chunk, and that's over here in the graveyard. Now, I believe there are a couple of creatures of import for us. What do we have here then? So we have the ghosts, what looks to be a couple of zombies. Those are different levels actually. There was a level 24 and a level 13. Alright, well, I want to keep my hardcore status for as long as possible. So let's do a quick check in the wiki for the max hits. Looks like lower levels are a 2, higher levels are a 3. Let's check the ghosts. That's 3 miss. That's 4 miss. 3 miss clicks. Okay. Alright, that's a 2 as well. Now, all of these are a little bit too strong for me to fight one-on-one. So I think the best and most efficient way I'll be killing these is probably by flinching. Let's see if I can set up some sort of flinching spot and get to killing. So, what is flinching? Well, let's start fresh. Flinching works like so. The aim of the game, hit, but don't get hit. To do this, we abuse the pathing mechanics of monsters. Simply put, we lure monsters so they are to either east or west of a barrier like this gravestone, where we stand on one tile diagonally behind to the north or south. Then we click to hit, do some damage, run back to our safe spot before they can hit us. Wait until their health bar disappears, hit them again, run back, repeat. Just like this example on screen. So I lure the zombie, I make sure to wait for the HP bar to disappear, hit him once, run back in. I take 0 damage, the zombie does. This is perfect for killing monsters that are too strong for you one-on-one, or perhaps you don't have any food and can't afford to lose HP, and in my case, both. Flinching does have its caveats though. It's much slower due to the wait time. We need to wait for that HP bar to disappear, and I'm technically not in combat with the zombie, meaning little snakes like that guy, well, they can hit you. I don't yet know how we're going to deal with other monsters interrupting our kills, and because they take so much time, I reckon we abandon it for now. But it's time to go back to old reliable. That's right, we're going back to kill and kick our friendly neighbourhood master splinters. Kick some rats, kick some women. Kick some rats, bury women's bones. The cycle of life, ladies and gentlemen. The cycle of life. Oh, our first random event on the account. We also got a 10 attack and 12 combat, but let's see what Rick gives us. Ooh, an emerald. Nice. That's going in the bank for which could be a very long time when we actually unlock a bank. Now, I have HP, so I've decided to come over here to the zombies, manage to get this one in a position, and I'm just going to wail on it, hopefully not get attacked by anything else, see how long it takes us to actually get a kill. I'm expecting at least a couple minutes, but we'll see. Coming to the end of the first zombie kill. 2 HP. Can we hit? Okay, nice. So what do we get? We got steel arrows, which are the first items on the account outside of the random event and bones. Speaking of which, I'm going to bury some of the bones from the women here. Now, that kill took us, I think I started it on minute 17, it's now minute 20. That's 3 minutes for a kill, which is really not ideal. But here comes a prayer level on the account. Level 4 prayer, which is burst of strength. And now I need to decide how I'm going to go forward. So 3 minutes for a kill just wasn't tenable. I went back to our good old reliable rats and women cycle to train some more. Now, what I don't want to do is overtrain, But I think if I just get some max hits and a lot of accuracy comparatively, it'll do a world of good in terms of those kill times and progresses in at least the right direction. So train up to 20 attack, 20 strength, and got some 10 defense levels. Then we gave the zombies a second try. And I also decided to bring my main just to kill any stragglers rather than getting interrupted the entire time. Decided later on, get rid of that, but yeah. Oh, we've got a random event. Rick Turpentine, what have you got for me? A kebab! Food on the account. Wow. Holy moly. That's the first piece of food that we're going to have on the account since we came to West Ardougne. Probably going to only be used in absolute emergency situations. Can't see me using it just to, you know... Oh, first help on the account? Can't see me using it to do anything in particular. It's just going to be, you know, I'm fighting a zombie, I accidentally miss the flinch or something like that. But yeah, our first ever piece of food. Interesting. I never knew Rick actually gave you any kebabs. And there is prayer level 6, one level off the big one, which is going to be our clarity of thought, and a total level of 100. That's big. That is big. I didn't realise that was right around the corner as well. So I got to killing more zombies. The footage in the background is sped up by 300%. I managed to kill a couple of level 24s. However, it's taken me literally 5 minutes to kill the level 24s. Then the level 13s weren't much better. They were about 2.5 minutes. Punching and kicking was still really slow. And every time I lost HP, I would have to run back and start punching and kicking the rats to gain my HP back. I was getting approximately 2,000 to 4,000 experience per hour compared to what I was originally getting with just flinching the zombies with the lower stats at 1.3k an hour. So more than doubled, still slow though, still slow. At this point I decided keep on killing the level 24s whenever I got the chance and weave in a couple of level 13s and hopefully come across one of the weapons. One of the weapons would be big because, I mean, it would just speed everything up. And simply because we haven't had one yet, and this is an Xtreme One Chunk progress video, training montage time. 22 strength. I actually caught the level this time. 23 strength and 24 combat level. 24 strength. Missed the level again, but there is 25 strength. And changing it up with hit points level this time. 23 hit points and 25 combat level. Level 7 prayer and unlocking clarity of thought. More accuracy, baby. And level 8 prayer with plenty more bones to bury. 27 strength, the final level, and 26 combat of the montage. Now, I can now hit 4s with my fists. And I'm getting pretty tired of harassing the Rodentia and women in this area. So let's head back over to the graveyard and attempt to get some of those sweet, sweet zombie kills. And it looks like we got our first random where we might get a collection log. I'm going to have to go out and jump out here and grab it. But I'll touch you. That seems a bit unnecessary sexually. But boom, there we go. And we got our first frog token. Let's go. Probably going to be holding on to this for a while. As you can also see, one of my drops recently was a air rune. So there's the first runes on the account. Don't have anything to use them yet. The only spell that we can cast is Wind Strike. But that being said, that is one of our tasks to actually cast. So it might be the first task on the account we're going to be able to complete is to cast Wind Strike for the first time, which will be fun. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Oh yes, the Iron Mace. We got the Iron Mace. Oh my god, Yes! Oh, that's so good. Melee strength +7, crush +9. Holy shit, that is so good for us. That is so good. Yes! Hold on. You're probably thinking, all of that celebration for an iron mace? Overacting for the camera much, Ghankd? Yes, absolutely. With that performance, I'll be ready to collect my Oscar any day now. But seriously, for a first drop, in quotation marks, this is huge. It actually gives me so much more accuracy and melee strength compared to my kicks and punches. Honestly, it speeds up everything. I'll be killing the zombies faster. Level 13s, faster. Level 24s, faster. Women, faster. I'll even be killing the rats quicker. I am speed. I'm faster than fast. I'm speed itself incarnate. You may as well call me the Flash, I'm that fast. I'm completely getting ahead of myself. What I'm trying to say is for the very first time on the account, chunk task completed. So I got the drop around 53 zombies total. Runelight doesn't really differentiate between the level 13s and the level 24s, but 36 of those, I believe, were the level 24s. So we obviously aren't done yet. We have to complete the rest of the drop tables, but it feels huge. And it's back to bashing zombie skulls. At this point, you may see that my inventory is just becoming more bloated and bloated. In West Ardougne, we don't have access to any banks, which means that every herb that I'm picking up, every arrow, every rune is taking up a spot. They're not going to make it to the final escape, unfortunately. But we're just picking them up just to see how many we can get over time. And once we get a bank, if we get a bank, then much easier. So here we have a count check random. Count check gives us a lamp, which means we can put this into any skill that we want. Now, I'm going to go with Hunter for now. However, this is dependent on you guys. See, Puro Puro is a minigame that lets you access imps. Now, I have a chunk very close by that has a crop circle giving me access to Puro Puro. I want to know your opinion or whether or not I should do this grind. It's about a 300-hour grind. Happy to do it. However, some people are of the opinion that it gives your account unnecessary or skyrockets the account's progress too soon, too fast. You're going to get things like clues. You're going to get things like weapon upgrades, scimitars. You're going to get access to dragon hide armor. You're going to get access to power amulets, glories, all of which some people say subtract from the OneChunk Man sort of feel and vibe of the game. I'm going to continue lamping Hunter, but if you don't want me to do Puro Puro, that's fine. If you do, also fine. Hunter will give me access to implants that are in the overworld, essentially ones that don't spawn in Puro Puro. We can work it from there. It's completely up to you and your opinion. I managed to miss the level, but there is 33 strength. We are going to switch over the attack style to begin getting some more accuracy. I'm going to probably just bring that in line with our strength levels, say 33. And that means that we're more accurate, but we're going from a 4 hit splat to a 5 hit splat. Oh, let's try and kill this zombie real fast so we can get access to this, because this will eventually unlock some lovely XP lamps for me. With the pheasant random. I've yet to do a pheasant random. This is the first one that I'll be able to do. If you don't know, you can literally just bring any pheasant to him, and he will give you rewards regardless. And that's our second collection log. And oh, there goes my NPC aggression timer. But there's a second collection log. We get the lederhosen top. And there is a chunk task. First chunk task on the account since getting the Iron Mace is the bronze med helm. Unfortunately, I cannot remove my gas mask while I'm in West Ardougne. So while I'm stuck to using my plague mask, we do have the bronze med helm, which is the second ever task on the account. It's pretty exciting. There we go. On the ground, it's the Iron Axe. That's a chunk task completed. First off, level 13 zombies completely finished with. We no longer need to kill any more of those, and with the Iron Axe, we now have the ability to cut and fletch logs. We finally got access to skilling on the account. But I think we'll save it for now. Continue flinching, only the level 24s this time, and keep on grinding. 33 attack. That was my goal for the attack levels, and yeah, we have now just hit 200 zombies killed. So those kind of overlapped really nicely, but I'm going to go back to strength XP again and start getting my strength XP up. But yeah, combat level 34, strength XP incoming, 200 zombies killed, we're still going strong, and 2 items left to get for this chunk, so we're going to continue. And there we go, another chunk task completed. This is 1 in 64, I believe. The Iron Dagger might be best in slot for some magic, I believe. Yeah, best in slot for magic. So that is a chunk task done and completed. We have one more to get item to get. That is the 1 in 128 bronze kite shield, plus the tinderbox. So that's still something that we need to get. But yeah, that is almost all of our tasks completable outside of the tinderbox and the bronze kite shield. So very happy with that. That's one task done out of the way that I don't need to think about again. And another random event. It's the best one. It's the genie. Give me my hunter XP. Boom. 30 hunter XP. So another 6 of those before we can hit level 2, and it will start increasing in terms of the levels we'll be able to get. 34 strength, and if I just kill the zombie, we will be 1 bone away from 13 prayer, which will unlock Buster Strength. So let's get that real quickly. So now that I've got the Iron Dagger, and I've also got access to the Iron Axe, 2 more items before we can roll a chunk. It's exciting times. It is exciting times, and here will be coming our bronze, our bones. 13 strength. 13 prayer, sorry. Oh, our very first Demon Sergeant. Random. One of these randoms that if we complete it and then eventually get all of the pieces for it, it will start giving us lamps. So we may as well get it done straight away. Follow my orders. Yes. Drop down push-ups. So that's that one. Ah, the camel top. No! Doesn't look as good. I still think I like the lederhosen top. That's a shame. Ah. Whatever. It's okay. We're still wearing this. We'll keep it in the bag. Well, no. And here is our first level 40 on the account. Strength is now level 40. We're very close to a hit points level as well. And yeah, 51 HP, 51 XP until we are 34 HP, which will maybe give us... No, it won't give us a combat level. But yeah, making the gains. We are sitting at currently 322 zombies killed, And no sign yet of the tinderbox or the bronze kite shield. There's another iron dagger for account, but yeah, we continue grinding, boys. We continue grinding. And with that, we get our first mime random completion, and we are now at 4 collection logs out of 1568. We can't even wear it. We cannot take our mask off in West Ardougne. The common problem. But at least we've got one random out of the way. One piece that we'll eventually be able to get. Oh god, it got me out of forget that teleport shout. That got. So we've got one more piece that we can eventually get some lamps on. Hello, person doing his quest. Right, okay, perfect. And we just got a combat level and a strength level. We're now 41. So new plan. What I'm going to do is I'm really quickly going to get a couple of defense levels because the ghosts are level 19. If I get one more combat level, what that essentially means, let's go to block. If I get one more combat level, what that will do is it will stop me getting aggro from them because they will be too low level. That way I can just concentrate on my little zombies in the corner and never have to worry about aggroing those. So that's the plan now. And we actually got the level from a prayer level, so I'm just going to finish off this defense level because I may as well. I'm already here. I've got low HP anyway. I'm going to head over to the rats and get some HP back. But yeah, there we go. We got 16 prayer, which means not only did we get our 39 combat level, we also got access to improved reflexes, which is will increase our accuracy, which should technically increase our kills per hour. So yeah, big levels, and I'm super happy with that. Let's see. Did I do it? $650? 7 fishing I got from that. I was not expecting that. Sick. We just got 7 fishing from a random, I guess. Never, I don't think I've ever actually done that random in my life. Cool. There you go, 7 fishing, easy as that. $35 hit points on the account. And there's 42 strength. We can now switch over to the attack style and get some more attack levels. Now, I've been killing zombies for a long time at this point. I'm over 400 KC in, meaning I'm almost 5 times the drop rate for a tinderbox. And I'm flinching every single one of these kills. It's slow. And I've been nerd logged multiple times. I'm starting to get worried. See, the men and women in Ardougne, or West Ardougne, they're different. They don't have access to the normal men and women drop table. I mean, they basically just don't have a drop table whatsoever. So what if there's some sort of issue with the level 24s here in West Ardougne? It's a weird place to kill zombies. So what I done is I hopped on my main to get some rapid kills and see if either of the items dropped, the tinderbox or the bronze kite shield. And you'll be glad to know that we're safe. They both dropped for the main at 10 KC. I don't want to talk about it. So in this clip, I actually had a YouTube video playing in the background of it. I know, amateur. But here is 35 attack. Okay, a little update for you. We just had a dwarf random. So drunk dwarf, second piece of food on the account. Technically the third if you want to include this pint of beer. So I'm going to hold on to it just for any further emergencies. I think we'll probably be fine, but hey, we don't have much food. This is perfect to keep. I'm going to keep it as safe as possible and try not to die anymore. So, and there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the second to last drop on our chunk. The tinderbox. We now have access to all the skilling things within this chunk. The only thing left that we need to get is that bronze kite shield, and we are done. That took me 447 kc of zombies. Now, admittedly, that was not just level 24s. That also included some of the level the level 13s that do not drop the tinderbox. So that's still an insane number to go dry on for 1 in 64, sorry. So happy to get that out of the way. Now we're just waiting for that single item, the bronze kite shield. Here's an interesting one. A drop I didn't expect to see. It's the Nature Talisman. This is on the rare drop table, ladies and gentlemen, and it's 1 in 5,461. No bronze kite shield though. No bronze kite shield at 1 in 128. Just to bring everything into perspective. And 39 attacks, slowly and surely getting towards the 40 attack. So we'll have both 40 attack and 40 strength. And yeah, bronze kite shield is still being elusive, but we continue flinching the zombies. I love OneChunk Man mode. And the very next kill, ladies and gentlemen, we get the bronze kite shield. We are outside doing just a little 1 or 2 pieces of fletching. We are finished with this chunk. Oh, that feels good. That feels good. We killed 503 zombies to get that bronze kite shield. Now, as I said before in previous clips, or maybe those clips haven't made it to the video, not all of them were the level 24s. However, I would say the vast majority were. I'm going to say around 400 were. So yeah, we are now done with our chunk outside of some menial tasks like getting 10 fletching. So I'm going to start on that straight away. Quick level ups in the next couple of minutes, and from there we'll be able to roll our very first chunk. Level 3 woodgun. We need to burn one of these logs for our burn a log task. It's taking forever. This is awkward. There we go. 40 fire making experience. We're not probably going to level that one up right now. So it's just going to be back to... Oh, my mind runes are on the ground. Don't forget them. And now I'm going to fletch every single log until I reach 10 fletching. My knife is currently over here on this table, so let me grab that. I need to find something to drop. It's probably going to be the iron mace, to be fair. But yeah, let's start fletching. The first arrow shafts made on the account. 15 arrow shafts, 5 fletching. Oh god, that's going to take a while. But here we go. Level 5 woodgun. Level 10 woodgun. Ah, so many gains. That's 5 fletching to make the short bows. Level 15 woodcutting. I believe that's the ability to chop oaks. Yeah, so if we have access to an oak tree outside, we will be able to instantly chop that with our trusty iron axe. I don't know how we're going to get an upgrade to that, but I'm happy that we've got it regardless. Level 18 woodcutting and a total level of 200. Level 20 woodcutting. And ladies and gentlemen, the penultimate level, level 9 fletching before we can leave the chunk. Let's keep on fletching. We have 184 experience left to go. Let's do this. Alright, and if I've done my mathematics correct, we can maybe get level 10 fletching from these 11 logs, which should be 55 fletching. 55 experience. I believe we only needed 54, so we should be 1 over. 3, 2, 1. There we go. We are now 10 fletching and we can create longbows. Let's get 1 axe, 1 log. Boom. We have our first longbow, and therefore we have completed the chunk. Every single task has been done. I believe actually there is one task to continue Plague City. However, since I dropped all of the items out when I came into the chunk, I don't believe we have access to the portrait anymore. So therefore the next part of the quest might not be completable. I'll go and double check that right now. Let's get quest helper up. I believe it's Jethic we need to speak to. Where is he? Yeah, so it's going to require that picture. I don't believe we're going to be able to complete that. But apart from that, we've now completed everything. So let's head over to the chunk picker and have a look at our next chunk. And here we are in the chunk picker. So we have 3 chunks that are available. It might look a little bit scuffed. We've got to the west, north, and then northeast. However, we don't actually have access to East Ardougne without going into this northeast chunk, and that technically is through the underground pass to actually get into Plague City. So we will need to do one of these 3. So let's start by, I guess, just picking a chunk. I would really like number 3. It's got access to a shop. The shop has the West Ardougne general store, which buys everything for high alc price. That would just be great. It also has some food, so we'd be able to get some sort of source of food. It doesn't sell at a nice price, that's quite expensive, but it is food nonetheless. Up north is a kind of a nothing chunk except for the smithing anvil. The smithing anvil itself is not scary right now, but if we do get access to ores at a reasonable rate, above 1 in 16, it means that we will have to do any smithing grinds as we get access to more and more ores, which is scary. Number 1, we would get access to a bank, which would be very helpful in terms of not having to leave everything in my inventory. But I think we've rambled. I think we have rambled just long enough. Let's pick a chunk. Okay, we are now getting access to the combat training camp. Now, this, obviously we don't have access to the training camp itself just yet. I don't think we're going to have access to this just yet either. So I'm going to keep that out. We'll say we do now have access to number 3, although we don't have access to it outside the walls physically in game. Yeah, kind of a nothing chunk, but I guess we will simply have a little look. Now I've never actually used the plugin for this before. Chunk locker. What is the chunk? It is the chunk 10036. 10036. And yeah, that's it unlocked. So let's go have a little look over here. I believe the literal only thing is that anvil. A couple of extra rats if we ever needed to kill any more rats, but I can't see anything except these anvils, which are really scary because the only way to get to a bank is through that up there, is to the northeast and then come back down. But I don't think there's anything in the sacks, nothing in the bed. We've got a couple of rats, we'll kill one of them. Just okay, I didn't even one hit it. That's embarrassing. Can we get in this door? No. Can we squeeze through this fence? Is that possible? Oh, we've got a rotten apple there. We can squeeze through the fence, but I don't think doors lock, so we can't get any further in. I think that's literally everything in the chunk. So we've got 2 chunks unlocked, but it's time to go back and go to the chunk picker again and have another go. Yeah, let's have a look. I guess we just go ahead and pick another chunk. Alright, that's good. Okay, so we have access to that shop now, and that's going to give us access to some food sources, which means we won't need flinch, hopefully too much more. It says wield a steel weapon and wear steel armor. Okay, let's do some investigating, because that's much more than I was expecting to have to do. Much more than I was expecting having to do. So I'm going to go investigate that, see how much of that I can figure out by myself, and if not, I'll consult some people in the OneChunk clan and see if they have any idea what that's about. So the chunk picker website seemed to donate that we needed some steel weaponry. I believe it was just the access of the areas that we had access to, because obviously there's the parts outside the wall. So I backlocked all of the other pieces and basically bought the things that I could from the shop. Those were the bronze arrow, the leather boots, and the longbow. Hence completing that chunk and allowing us to, once again, re-roll and see what we get. Okay, so we got number 2. We don't have access to these 2. Yeah, let's go and see what we can get access to here. Let's swap over to in-game and we'll head north and have a look up here. I believe this is absolutely nothing. There is literally nothing up here that I will have access to. Let's see what this chunk is numbered. It's 9780. Put that in. Ah, nice. We've got an extra rat. Always useful. Kill it for fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it in this chunk. We have now completely opened up the entirety of Ardougne, West Ardougne, which means Plague Locked, our Plague chunk is fully complete in terms that West Ardougne is completely open to us. We have all access to the Plague lands, and from there, it's time to escape West Ardougne. So, if we go back, you know exactly what's going to happen here. There is no other chunk that we can currently roll. It's definitely going to be number 1. I'm going to pick it. We know which pick it is. This is a bit silly, but we're doing it anyway for completionist's sake. The Kingdom of Ghankd is finally open to us. We have broken out of the plague, and look at how many steps we've got to do. We've got cooking levels we can make, fire making, steel spear, red cape, clue hunter gloves, steel dagger. Oh, we'll go and dive into all of that. But first off, let's escape West Ardougne. Thank you for watching episode 1 of Plague Chunk. If you liked the video, please let me know by liking, commenting or subscribing. It's my first ever real attempt at editing or making a video, so I'm more than welcome to criticism or tips. Here are the stats that we had to complete the episode. To get these, we had to stomp 1,192 rats, assault 68 men, alongside 191 women, and we rounded it off with a monumental 503 zombies. I'd like to thank Zayzed for helping me get started on how to edit videos. His guidance has been absolutely invaluable, and if you can, check out his channel and his great videos. And then thank you to the boys on screen who helped keep me sane through the zombie flinching saga. I wish you the very best, and I'll see you on the next episode of Plague Chunk. Bye for now.